Hey guys, I thought I would do a November so far already because there's been a couple of things that have happened and I have to clean my room at the same time because I actually rearranged my room. I'm gonna move you guys closer because this ain't working. So I'll put you guys like at the edge of the table. The table. I'm actually in the process of moving my room and I just realized there's a big glare behind me. So let me shut these blinds real quick. It's a really beautiful day in the state of Michigan right now. That's not the problem. It's definitely not the problem. It's actually been really gorgeous. It's 80 degrees right now almost in Michigan, and it's November. When does that happen? Never. If you've ever lived in the state of Michigan, or if you live in the state of Michigan, you will know we don't have this. So, anyways, November started out with a kick in the balls. The last video I made, you guys, I think it was no, because I made the ovulation video, but this thing always gives me a hard time. I don't know what it is with this table, but it never wants to move. I just needed a new vibe in my room. I've been having a really hard time trying to find the vibe in this room. It's been really difficult because I don't have curtains. I have curtains, but I just don't have a rod for them. My rod that I had at my old apartment was a lot bigger because my window in my old room was huge. It was like one long window. What the heck? It was like one long window. So these windows are smaller. They're regular size windows. So there's one there, and there's like one over here that's a little bit bigger. So that kind of sucks. So the video that I made before ovulation can feel like shit video, I was talking about how I had got a job. Well, I did. I got the job. It was at JCPenney. I went in for my first day of work, and don't mind this. My hair right now, I'm just taking a break from my hair. It's pretty frizzy right now and thick, so I don't really want to mess with it. I ended up going in for my first day of work, and I was really, really excited. I even had a cute outfit on. I was wearing like a really cute red sweater, black jeans, did my makeup and my hair. I was ready. I was ready to rock the day out. Yeah. Hold on one second. My neighbor's epically retarded. She's so loud. She'll just sit in her Ford and like blast music. And then the alarm will go off in her car and she doesn't do anything about it. She's weird. I got into my manager's office. I sat down and she was like, hey, she's like, let's check your background paperwork. Now, I was a little confused on this because usually when I do background checks, they always come back clean because I've never done anything bad in my life, like criminal wise. I don't have criminal charges. I've never had criminal charges. I don't have a felony, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'm good. I didn't think nothing of it. Well, they failed to tell me that their background checks not only do criminal checks, but they also check to see if you worked for the company at all. When I was 25, 26 years old, which was about 13 years ago, I worked for JCPenney. Like I had talked about in my video, I had a really bad experience with it. I was I was treated very unfairly when I worked there. I'm gonna take this off because I'll just pull it back like that. Ooh, look at that red. That's a big line. I was treated unfairly. So when I did apply, I was pretty hesitant to apply. Like I had already discussed in my other video, I didn't want to apply there because of what had happened. So I get in there and she says to me, did you work here before? And I said to her, yeah, like 13 years ago. I said, I was, and she said, yeah, because the computer system's saying you're not eligible for hire. This was my first day of work. She had already hired me, told me I got the job. So now I'm epically confused. And I'm like, I thought I already got the job. And she was like, why didn't you mention this to me during the interview? And I said to her, I didn't think it was relevant. It was 13 years ago. I didn't know they go that far back. Um, she said that she thought that the answer that they gave in the computer system, the person that had let me go, put in a very vague explanation of why they let me go from JCPenney. She said that it was very, like I said, she said it was very vague and it was very petty. Um, she tried contacting human resources about it and she wanted to talk to them further because she was really irritated that JCPenney corporate was doing this without a very good explanation. So she said to me, okay, now mind you, this is the second job opportunity in the past 2 to 3 months that I got the job or thought the job was in the bag and then lost it the very same day. Technically, this is the third job this year that this has happened to. So I'm like, okay. She said, well, I'm going to contact human resources. I'm talking to them. I said, this really sucks. I said, because I was really excited. I was really jazzed to. She said to me, well, don't lose hope. She's like, don't lose your excitement. She's like, I'm going to talk to people and I'm going to contact you regardless. She's like, whether you got the job or you didn't, I'm going to tell you. As soon as I turned my back and I was walking out of the building, I knew that was not true. I said, she's not going to contact me. They're just going to blow me off. She did. She blew me off. I never heard anything back from them. I never was even given a proper explanation. Um, it was nothing. The same repeated thing that had happened to me 13 years ago, it just happened again. So my instincts were right. I should have never applied for JCPenney. I should have just kind of let it go. So that happened in November. So now I'm back on the hunt for another job. I have another job interview tomorrow. I'm getting to a point now where I'm not even really holding the hope for jobs anymore. The job front nowadays is so superficial. People are just like not hiring people for stupid reasons. Like they're just the computer systems are popping up saying this per 13 years ago, or they're having you go through these multiple interviews. They'll have one interview and then they'll have another interview and then you'll have a third interview and then they can you. Um, you don't really know what to say in interviews anymore. The managers and the people that are hiring people are being very critical when they're having the interview questions. It's almost very robotic. They're not acting like human beings. They're just acting like robots. And needless to say, I'm going on 40. So I'm not young per se. I'm not young. And I know a lot of places, they want young people. That's another story. So it sucks. It was another job gone. I was really upset. So, like I said, I have a job interview tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm not even gonna talk about it because, like I said, I'm not holding on for jobs anymore. It's starting to just kind of be like, I go to the interviews and that's all there is to it. And then in the beginning of November, um, I decided that I was gonna, try to fix my hair because it was a wreck. It was like red. I want to say it was kind of like a copper tone red up here. It was like red and then it was like platinum blonde. During the month of October, I made sure that I took care of my hair. I really was like, I'm really adamant about this. I'm going to oil treatments and, make sure I don't wash my hair as much. I'm going to let my hair get dirty and, blah, blah, blah. So when November came, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try to fix my hair. So I didn't think anything was going to happen because my hair was already orange. It was kind of like it's like that brassy orange color that you get. This line on my head's ridiculous for my cap. So I didn't think nothing of it. And I always use the same bleach because it's the only bleach that I use that I feel safe with. Red is the hardest color to get out of your hair. I will say it a million times. It is the hardest color to get out. My previous color that I had on my hair before I was blonde was I ended up using a semi-permanent brown. This brown had red undertones in it, and it gives it that luscious brown, well, it's supposed to, brown color. When I stripped it and I bleached it, it had like a copper. There was a lot of copper. Um, I knew I was totally fucked. Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be months of work." So when I had my second bleach in November, as you can tell, we're still not doing good. So it lifted it to yellow. It's like a orange yellow, but there are spots in my hair where it's still very, very brassy. Yes, to those that are going to ask me, did you use a toner? Yes, I did. I used a purple toner. I used the John Frieda. It didn't work. It basically just platinum this down at the bottom, and then up here it did the best that it could, and it basically just turned it yellow. It didn't really get a lot of it out. So unfortunately, I have to do a third bleach in December. I usually go like a couple of weeks in between bleaches. Like I do like a whole 4 to 5 weeks to a month because I don't want to damage my head and I don't want to damage my hair. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this next bleach session will lift this to a nice platinum color. I usually leave my bleach in for like an hour. So I'm hoping that this will be the last bleach session for a while until I finally get it to a tone that I like. And then in February or March, I'm going in for a haircut. So I'm going to be getting my haircut probably about maybe a couple of inches. I'm not really going to go in for like a whole cut. It's just going to be like a trim just to kind of, cut off them dead ends. So that sucked. So November for me really, it's been a really kind of like weird month. I've been kind of trying to working on my apartment as well. I'm still moving in. I'm still kind of like trying to figure out what I want to do. And I've been struggling with it. Usually for the past 2 cycles that I've had, PMDD has been punching me with, you need to figure this out. You need to figure this out. And I know it's just PMDD doing it to me, but at the same time, I really, even when I don't have PMDD, I really don't like the vibe in my room. And I'm like, so my plans are, I really just want to be able to get that situated. My whole house right now is basically, I'm still trying to figure it out and get it all situated. And I'm really trying the best that I possibly can to find a job. It's been incredibly hard. We've had a couple of illnesses in the house. I don't know if maybe that's the reason why God is saying to me, like, you need to stay home right now. My youngest son, earlier this month, was diagnosed with strep throat, pink eye, and a really bad upper respiratory. Don't know how he got all 3 of those, but he came home from school, and by the afternoon, he had a fever of 101. He had discharge coming out of his eye. It was hell. Also found out that my youngest, I do not vaccinate. No, I'm not going to get into that because I've already made a video talking about what happened to my son in 2022. He almost died. So I don't want to talk about it because it's very triggering to me. It scares me and I don't like thinking about it because it was a very awful night. But my youngest is not vaccinated. Usually in the state of Michigan, if you have an unvaccinated child, you can get a waiver from your local health department and your kid can continue to keep going to school. This year, the school that my son attends decided they were going to kick my son out for 21 days because he's not vaccinated with the chickenpox vaccine. They are stating that there is a child in the school that has chickenpox and that basically Logan would be a liability if he gets chickenpox. Didn't make much quite sense to me when they told me that he either had to have an immunity to it, meaning he had chickenpox, or he has chickenpox. You can't get it unless you're hanging around somebody that has it. And that's what we did back in the 90s, in the 80s, is that we would have like chickenpox parties where you would just hang out. So you would build immunity to it because you would get the chickenpox and you'd be immune. I've had chickenpox when I was younger. My husband had it. My two children have not had it. My oldest son was vaccinated, so he can't get chickenpox. And the reason why he's vaccinated is because he took it very well. He took all of his vaccinations very well. Um, but my youngest did not. But unfortunately, he cannot go back to school now until November 18th. Um, I am very upset. I kind of got mad at the school. I got mad at the health department. Um, Everything right now in the state of Michigan is very topsy-turvy because of what's going on in the world right now, um, or in the United States. And everybody's kind of like looking at everybody like this. It's hard to trust people. Everybody's sus right now. So it's very hard to believe a lot of things that people say or, take into consideration what people are saying. I've been working on myself, and so I've been trying really hard to be less angry. It's kind of hard when I have PMDD raging, but I've been trying really hard to kind of just chill out because not everything's a big deal. Um, and there's things I can't do anything about. There's things in life that you really can't do anything about. And I'm getting too old. Like Doja Cat said, we too grown for this shit. I'm too grown for this shit. I can't continue to keep stressing myself out over small petty crap. Not to say that my son being excluded from school is a petty thing, um, but there's only so much that I can do as a parent against this world that we live in. All I can do is just protect my child, and that's what I'm doing. I'm protecting my child. Um, I know there's probably gonna be haters down in the comments. Gonna be like, well, if you would protect your child, you would get him vaccinated and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna respond to any of those comments. Um, I will just delete them. I delete negative comments anytime somebody puts something stupid. I'll delete it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's happened so far in the month of November. My truck is not doing well. It's having some issues with it. Kind of nervous about that. I don't really know what the rest of November is going to look like with my truck. So basically, it's just like I said. It started out with a kick in the balls, um, but I'm trying really hard to see the bright side of things. I'm trying really hard to stay positive and know that everything, when you go through bad times, it's just temporary, and that it's sometimes there's just things that got to get adjusted and things that got to get fixed before you get to the next phase of your life. And I've had this kind of stuff happen to me before where it's been like petty crap, because God has like a huge plan that I didn't know about, and then all of a sudden it would happen and I'd be like, that's why I went through A, B, C, D, F, G. I remember in 2022, it was a really stressful year. That was a really, really bad year for us. It was every area of our lives. Like, it was financial, health, mental, emotionally. I mean, it was physical things around us, our housing, our vehicle. My oldest son ended up in the mental health facility. My youngest son almost died that year. It was just one thing after another. And so when things happen, I try to think back to that year because that was one of the worst years of my life. Things were going on that I will always remember. I was 35, I think I was 34, 35, and it was hard. It was rough. And I did get a new desk. I don't think I've even showed you guys my old desk, so I guess that's kind of irrelevant. I found a vintage 90s style desk. It gives me total Full House vibes. Um, I'm not really gonna show you right now because it's like I said, I'm moving my room around right now, so it's trashed. My computer's taking a dump. I don't know what's going on with that. It's starting to really act up really bad. It is old. I've had it for about 5 years now. It's been through a lot. It's been like through 3 moves. It's been through a lot. So I'm hoping by next month I'm going to be buying myself a new computer. Of course, it's the worst time of year to be buying stuff for yourself. It's Christmas. But I want to do Vlogmas this year. I really do. I'm really excited to do that. I don't. It starts in December. You can do it anytime you want in the month of December. It's basically I want to say it's all of December you vlog, or that it's 25 days. I think it's like 25 days of vlogging because it's Christmas. So I really want to do that. The problem is when I did Vlogmas a couple of years ago, it was on my old YouTube channel. I kind of lost like things to talk about because I was like, like some days there would be nothing to talk about. Like there would be nothing going on. But that's the thing is that when it comes to Vlogmas, it's not really like you're not supposed to be doing like extravagant stuff like every day. It's basically people just, it's like chatting with people, your subscribers and stuff, and filling them in what's going on in your life on a daily basis. Um, I really want to do it. So December 1st, I'm going to be doing Vlogmas, and I'm really excited to do it. And I'm going to try my hardest to kind of be a little bit more, talk about something or do something. I think I did a makeup tutorial one time during Vlogmas. No, I still don't have an editing system for those that are wondering and like, when is this gonna stop? I don't know. I don't know. I've tried. I've been looking. I even tried like looking at like apps on my phone, like things like that. I'm not. If anybody knows anything, or if you know anybody that has an editing system on their computer or on their phone or whatever, put it down in the comments below and let me know because sis, or man, whatever is watching, I am struggling with that, and I'm really wanting to do this because I'm so sick and tired of making just straight long videos where it's like blah 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 and people are getting sick of it and it's like, okay, we're done. Like this video is already 25 minutes long. It sucks. So that's how November's been going so far. I know it seems like every month I'm talking about job crap and you guys are like, when is this girl ever going to get her life together? I don't know. I really don't, you guys. I really don't know when it's ever going to come together. I don't really know where God's got me right now in my life. I guess it's just kind of like a question mark right now. I don't really know what he wants me to do. I mean, it's obvious that he wants me home because of my kids. And sometimes when I think there's so much resistance to something, that's when it's not meant to be. Like, it's just, your life is your life right now, and that's the way it is. But it sucks when you have a hard time accepting certain things, but the more you resist something, the harder it's going to get. Because it's not meant to be. So, I don't know. I don't know when my life's going to change, but kind of just right now, just free floating and see where my life goes within the next couple of months. I'm just trying to figure it out. Peace out. My youngest is upset. Talk to y'all again soon.